Funky. Hip
All right, Joe, here we go. So we got an NBA discussion to have, and it's very interesting because I'm really going to be interested and see what the take is at this table. As you know, at this time, Carmelo Anthony is a free agent. He still haven't signed yet. And the question on the table that I'm going to throw out to you is this here. Is Carmelo Anthony a Hall of Famer right now? If he was to end his career right now, would he be a Hall of Famer? Now,
go ahead, Avery.
What? Go ahead, start off, man.
In my opinion, right now, no. I think Carmelo, and I've said this for years, man. Carmelo is he came into the league as a one-dimensional player. I'm a Syracuse fan. I really like Carmelo.
He's leaving the same way.
He just haven't. Yeah, he's like he's came in and left the door with the same clothes on. Like it's just the guy. Listen, it's a lot of it is circumstantial also about where he played at and whatnot, about the coaches he's played under. But you know what, Melo's just never, in my opinion, elevated his game to the next level.
The Hall of Fame status.
Yeah, I think he's a great scorer. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
I just want to put something out there. Can we please stop with the Melo summer workout video? Like, come on, man.
Y'all saw what Kevin Knox put on Twitter?
You ruined that last year.
Oh, man.
Leaf, what's your take, man?
Is Carmelo Anthony a Hall of Famer?
This is painful.
Yes. I believe Carmelo Anthony is a Hall of Famer.
Based on?
Right now. Based on where he's at scoring-wise, based on three-time Olympian, three-time gold medalist, all that stuff counts. So, what? Why you looking at me like I'm crazy? All that stuff counts. I'm not saying he's first ballot or something like that, but I think right now Carmelo Anthony makes it in. Where's he at in scoring? He's top 20 in scoring.
So that only thing that means is he scored the ball a lot.
Yeah, Dominique scored the ball. Dominique got in. Dominique scores the ball a lot and got in.
Do you want to match up those two numbers? Because
it's basically the same.
We can.
Basically the same.
Yeah, because I've done that already.
Okay.
Basically the same.
Banks?
Yes. This is in the words of some of our competition. This is blasphemy. This is blasphemy that this is even this is blasphemy. This is even a question if Carmelo Anthony is a Hall of Famer. His numbers stand against some of the greatest of all times. I mean, I don't really got much else to say about 24 points a game for his career, over 20,000 points at this point. I mean, how do you not have Carmelo Anthony as a Hall of Famer? I don't get it. I really don't.
I don't have him as a Hall of Famer.
Okay, you'll be wrong.
Okay. I mean, because I just don't see the body of work that Carmelo has had over his career up until now. I don't see him as a Hall of Famer. I don't put him at that level. Was he a very good player? Yes, he was very good. Was he a great player? Was he ever in the status of an elite player? Was he ever at the top of the actual league? Never looked at him like that. Never viewed him like that.
Outside of the eyeball test, my eyeball says no. But if you got to add in the fact he won a championship with Syracuse, you got to add in, like Leaf said, the Olympics. You got to add in the fact he scored over 20,000 points. My eyeball says no, but statistically, if you look at other guys that have made it to the Hall of Fame, he'll probably get in. I'll say he'll probably get in. I don't personally look at him as, oh my God, Carmelo, yeah, he's, Hall of Famer. But some people see him as a lock. Some people see him as a lock.
He's a lock. Lock.
I'm sure.
I just said I'm one that'll sit here and say I don't see that.
I think a lot of people
All-Star games. He's been to multiple All-Star games.
6-time All-Star. Right. The fact that I think this time in New York has tarnished his career quite a bit. People are forgetting Carmelo Anthony was a problem in Denver. And for the early part of his Knicks career, he was a problem. Even towards the end, he was still pretty much unguardable. So is he lost a step? Absolutely. But listen, the matchup was LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers versus Carmelo Anthony and the Denver Nuggets. And at that point, Melo had a better record than LeBron in those games. They won more games. Look, he should have been Rookie of the Year his first year. You can look at the numbers and see that. Cleveland and Denver had the exact same record the year before they got drafted. Carmelo's team went to the playoffs. LeBron's team did not.
Carmelo,
In the West.
almost
In the West, in the harder conference.
I give him that. I think the problem
Come on,
also
man.
is, let's be real.
Respect that man.
Carmelo came into it like the class of guys he came in with
Absolutely.
as a rookie.
Absolutely.
I think harms him a little bit also with the Dwayne Wade, with the LeBron. We could argue
That's
Chris
it.
Bosh. We could argue
Dwayne Wade.
if Chris.
Dwayne Wade away. That's what stops at. Bosh's career ended.
Yeah, we can
and then he
argue
had to take.
yeah.
He took a big step back on Miami. To me, he made a very big sacrifice
Right.
with his numbers. So
Right.
it stops.
But in the landscape of what's around him, I think that's what clouds people not thinking that he belongs.
I
to the
think
Hall of Fame.
another knock that is on Melo is winning. It comes down to always being, just like Avery started off saying, a one-dimensional player. Never translating his game beyond being a one-dimensional player.
Does Dominic
Ultimately-
Wilkins have that same knock?
Okay.
I'm just saying, Dominic Wilkins didn't win anything.
Okay.
Let's just keep it where it's at.
But we can go different ways with that. But what I'm going to keep it on Melo because of Melo also has been pushed out of more on teams than a lot of players that came into the league at that time.
Pushed? He's only been pushed out of one team, Mark. Well, two now.
Oh, okay.
Two.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know if I hold out against him that much. I mean, you've seen players have issues with teams. I'm not gonna hold out against him.
I don't think.
Well, hold on. Mark is talking about.
Strictly on numbers, Dwight
Wait.
Howard. Strictly on numbers.
But you just used the pushed out thing for Melo.
Melo.
Dwight Howard has been pushed out
been
of
traded.
more spots than a
times.
bad husband.
Right. Multiple times. But his numbers, the double-double numbers that Dwight Howard has, again, when you look at Melo and Melo numbers, I don't see the
24
numbers.
points a game, 7 rebounds a game,
24,
two-
6.5, 3 assists. A game.
Yeah, what are we
That's not-
talking
that's not
about?
Hall of Fame to me.
But
That's
Jason
not-
Kidd is, because y'all remember that conversation.
Oh, no,
man.
Here
Y'all
we
remember
go.
that conversation,
Here we
right?
go. Here we go.
That's what I'm
Here we
saying.
go.
Again, I'm not going to pull up Jason Kidd numbers in front of me, but again, and let's just keep it. How many people outside of his fan, if you're looking at basketball, tell me when did you put Melo in that place that he's a Hall of Famer?
I think
no, just answer the question. At what time, where in his career did you say he's a Hall of Famer?
Those years in Denver.
Yep.
People are, just like
Yep.
Banks just said,
Yep.
people are taking the last 3 or 4 years and they are using that as
For
an
his barometer
indictment
for his
on
whole
Melo's
career.
whole career, which is not that.
How long did Melo play in Denver?
8 years.
So, his 8-year run in Denver put him in the Hall of Fame.
Come on, Mark.
I'm asking a question. It's a question. I'm asking a question.
This is when you stick around and hook over somebody.
I'm asking-
You saw I just shook my head, right? I just went back into my phone and just shook my head.
Nah, but hold on, wait.
I'm asking a question.
Let me ask you a question.
Wait.
Huh?
His 8-year career in Denver solidified him into the Hall of Fame.
No, the
That's
fact
what I'm
that
asking you.
he continued to score at that pace.
I don't think it's just Denver.
That the
No,
8 years.
No.
That's what listen. I asked
He
you a question.
no.
That's what I said.
I'm not letting you do that. I'm not letting you because you're doing two different things. You're doing two different
Tell
things.
me
You said at what point did you say that he was a Hall of Famer?
Did I just say
Okay,
that?
and then you're saying his 8 years.
That's what Lee said.
When I watched Carmelo Anthony,
Hold on, I'm not talking about you. I said what Lee said.
Okay.
Lee put it out there that his 8
I know. Listen. Yeah.
Right?
I know your inside voice about to get your ass put outside. I know that much. No, the hell you think you talking about? You got that
with your lip back.
Yeah, listen. I don't know you think. About to be some furniture moving in this piece.
You said at that point his 8 years solidified for
Not
you.
not solidified. Hold on, not
Okay,
solidified.
that's why I'm asking a question.
But that was the big part that you take. That's the big chunk of his career that you take. And even the first couple of years in New York, people doesn't realize. Besides, Melo was on a streak this year. If he would have averaged 20 points this year, it would have only been him, Mike, and LeBron. I think there's one other player on that list to average.
Is Dirk on that list?
No, to average 20 points for like, I want to say
I think 6-7 years.
No, it was more than that.
Longer than that.
It was more than that. But he just missed it, so that showed the way he scored the ball. And I agree with you. Yes, Melo is a one-dimensional player, but there's a bunch of one-dimensional players that's in the Hall of Fame. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bunch of one-dimensional players now that y'all
Listen. Yo, when you're when you are elite at what you do, at scoring the ball, it kind of makes everything else you do.
And look, and
not irrelevant, but
and it's the basketball Hall of Fame. So what Avery said before, they're gonna look at Syracuse and what he did as a freshman was remarkable, never been done before. They're gonna look at the Olympics, three-time gold medalist. To us, that's like, but yo, it gets you in. Marc, Yao Ming is in there. You gonna tell me Melo can't make it?
Yo, I told him hard. You can't use y'all.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I don't even care. Yo,
I don't want him in there. I don't care.
I don't even care about the gold medals and the rest and the Syracuse stuff. All for his NBA professional career, he's a Hall of Famer in my mind.
I've never viewed him as a Hall of Famer. Now, what I will say is this, and I think a part of what you bringing up, Yao, I think the level of the Hall of Fame has dropped to whereas the top guys aren't all in the Hall of Fame. I think they have been given reasons and different things to why guys get into the Hall of Fame now. And that's across the board. And I'm just one, in my eyes, using my eyes, I never looked at him and saying, that's a Hall of Fame.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about that? I thought that's such an interesting thing because LeBron James is looked at as the ultimate competitor, the ultimate winner, the ultimate team guy. Denver and Cleveland had the exact same record the year before they got drafted, and Melo made the playoffs in a much harder conference than LeBron James did. And the only change in those two teams was they added those two players.
But it's a big difference when LeBron carried a lot of the load in scoring, rebounding, and assists. So I'm just saying to you, am I wrong?
One of three players to score over 10,000 points with 2 points. With two different teams. Mm-hmm. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Elvin Hayes, and Carmelo Anthony.
Okay.
All Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
what's up?
Let me just say
what
this.
else we got?
Nah, it's a whole bunch of stuff.
I hate the Knicks. Clearly, y'all know that right now.
No, we don't.
But his year under Mike Woodson, where I think he averaged the most rebounds in his career. Like, I think that year solidified for me. He's that guy. Again, I think wholly from the eyeball test, as I look at him, like, he hasn't really elevated his game. And I do think, and I agree with you guys, the last 4 years, I think, have kind of, like, made me look at him a different way. Like, this shit is trash. You know what I'm saying?
I never called him trash. I never looked at him
I
as
did.
trash.
He played for the Knicks.
Well, that's on this.
Should have got drafted by Denver.
Disrespectful. Detroit.
Detroit. Should have got drafted by Detroit.
Disrespectful, man.
So I just feel like I said, great player. He's born in the wrong generation. He's a great scorer.
I'll agree with that.
He gets overshadowed by the LeBrons.
I agree with that.
But I think, and this is just my take. I think the
This is
lack
our
of
take.
winning.
This ain't your take. It's our take.
I'm giving my take right now. The lack of winning, I think, is attached to him as well.
So let me ask you a question based off of that.
I think that has that.
I got to jump in and then real quick.
Because he never got getting out of the first round only, I think, twice.
No, multiple times.
No,
Twice.
I think twice. He's
I know he
Went to the conference finals.
with Denver.
Once. And
Okay.
time with the
Knicks.
Knicks.
That's it.
No. Out of the second round, he went to the second round. You said out of the first round. That's what you said.
Right.
He went to the Western Conference Finals once. He's been to the second round multiple times. So that means he's been out of the first round.
We're
I'm
going to
telling
have to
you.
check that.
I'm telling you, you can check it out.
But real quick. If he goes to Houston and has a major impact on them and they win, does that change people's narrative of the last couple years? And the reason why I say that is because what happened to Chris Paul this year.
Let me just answer that. Then if that happens, then they need to definitely PEDE test in basketball because it wouldn't be Melo. We know what Melo is.
Listen,
so let's not try to
Melo's
change that.
fairness, though, I don't
good.
think he fit in OKC at all. That's just.
Can I just say?
I expected more out of him.
Can I just say real quick? I think what you're saying is tainted. He's in the same draft class as possibly the best player of all time, and either the number 2 or number 3 shooting guard of all time.
We're gonna go with
you know what I mean?
But also
2 or 3, that's fine.
Also,
4.
look at that draft, and I think he is one of the top 6 or 7 that doesn't have a ring either.
3 of those guys combined together to get a ring. Let's counting
Darko Milicic in the ring.
Hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
Only thing I'm saying.
The former in Germany right now.
Only thing I said is out of that draft class, I think he's the only one who do not have a ring.
Yeah, but you got.
That's all I said.
We got to wrap up, guys.
Real quick, since you want to add that,
okay.
His first 7 years in the first round, which he only made it to the first round, he eventually lost to the team that won the championship.
Okay, so that another reason why I said he. But he only been twice, I think, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm gonna check it.
That's
I think
what
he's only been out the
We'll
first
figure
round.
that out, y'all.
Peace out, y'all. Subscribe to our channel.
Peace.
Later.